NEWBEE versus Secret. Game 1. Get the start of day 2 with one hell of a matchup, and I'm looking forward to this one. NEWBEE with the wonderful 10 pick Necro up against Team Secret, who are pulling out the IO, switching up some of their roles as well. Merlini, how do you like the draft?
A lot of this just depends on YapzOr's Wisp. This is the second time I believe that we've seen him play it in recent times, and that's a tough hero. As Sin mentioned, you do want a specialist on this, so you know, if he's a really good Wisp, this could go swimmingly well. If he's a really poor Wisp, we could just see him get picked off by the Weaver in most of the fights.
This does seem to be also, well, hello, they're going to come pretty close to each other in the mid. Just Spirit Breaker and SCCC showing each other as Secret do the whole long wraparound. But yeah, this is one of these times where like it's a finesse hero for YapzOr and not just that brute force to kill style hero, which like a Rubik can turn into. They're actually going to loop around both sides of Mugi. It's kind of like the worst target of them to go on as well. They needed that stun to connect. The charge came a little too late, so Magic Missile will not hit the Weaver. Okay, Poppy's going to follow through with this. Maybe not that far.
At least they get one ward down in the enemy jungle, but it was already revealed in the mid lane by SCC. The Necrophos here, I think it's a strong pick because there's no counters, but at the same time, he really is not mobile. So they're going to have to turtle and play around their towers. They don't really have that many aggressive maneuvers they can make, which I suppose is a pretty decent approach versus Secret. Secret's lineup has way more of a timeline than NEWBEE's, but like, how are some of these heroes going to get to the fight and actually help a lot? Necrophos and the Venomancer. You're playing against a Prophet and an IO,
yeah,
and a Spirit Breaker. Like, these heroes can just beat around the map in a matter of seconds.
It's like a pseudo team global. That's the reason why you can be a lot sustainable. Sin was saying it, like, how did he actually kill off SCCC if he gets himself a good start?
They just play around him.
Ensuring that with Kaka being in the neighborhood, maybe that's one way to do it. Kaka's going to try and harass mid one, but it's both supports waiting for their opportunity. Bottom lane, Fada going to be attacked in. Remember, he went for the tree to start, which was got no TP out of this one. KP and Faith going to work together. The mid lane's being initiated on in the meantime. SCC really low. It's the race for first blood. And Fada, he'll end up going down with the fissure, creating the space in mid, denying Team Secret not only just the revenge kill, but that first blood that they wanted.
Oh, very nice position from the Fissure. I didn't actually think he'd be in that much trouble. So this is a very problematic lane for Mugi. He's not going to get that much CS, but at the same time, he should be okay in the survival department. They don't have any detection, I believe, on either of their heroes on the top lane. And on the bottom lane, yeah, he needs a TP at level 1. That's pretty much the only time you're going to die, I would say. You can just TP out. If they cancel it, you just cast your TP again. So
he said he went for boots and regeneration. Kaka's coming back to mid. He's going to block mid one in. There's more support on the way in the form of that Rubik. They can hold mid one there a little bit longer if he wanted to run closer, but with Faith arriving, mid one just has to keep running. The charge is coming in from Puppy, looking towards Kaka. This is a long run to catch up to mid one, and now that IO's arrived, mid one can look to turn. The creep wave is still giving a lot of vision. The pickup from Faith will just toss Puppy away. But this is all going to really amount to nothing. 3 heroes dragged into the mid from both sides, but no kill's going to come from it.
They killed that Clarity. Clarity lives matter, Toby.
I'm sorry, this is like support kills. They matter too.
That is really sad. That's like 2 fissures for him right there.
50 gold, you can get it back. You can save the money on TPs.
It's probably Flaming Kaka or Flaming Faith. Why didn't you lift him up earlier? He would have gotten canceled if he had canceled the charge.
Well, that was meant to be the big thing about Rubik, right? Like, is that instant grab onto the Spirit Breaker. So there's multiple counters we talked about previously. Fada now on the run. The Gale from KP's has connected. As Kaka, he'll trace him into the trees. Mid lane is initiating in. SCCC losing a lot of life. Faith, not enough mana to actually control up anymore. Use both Telekinesis as well as his Fade Bolt. The Team Secret just man-mode it down the mid, but 3 heroes still committed to do it.
Man, he was so close to level 4 on the Necrophos. Sad times for him. He was just like maybe 1 range creep away from getting level 4. He would have been okay with the Ghost Shroud. Still not level 4.
Oh, now he has it. So now the Ghost Shroud gets leveled up with a full Magic Wand and the Null Talisman. SCC's got a better chance of potentially surviving that gank.
So Secret still need to keep the pressure up, especially because the Prophet is having troubles on bottom lane, because the Rubik is able to go down there without really too much suffering in their other lanes. I would say SCC has died once, which is not great for them, but still they've kept Fada down. If you keep Fada down in lane, he can't TP to other lanes, and their whole early game just slows down to the point where NEWBEE will be very comfortable going into 20-30 minutes because Secret don't have that big of advantage. So I think Prophet is one of the biggest keys in this early game.
Moogie's actually finding that space we're looking for, but we're how long until that Prophet can move off the lane when he's getting shut down?
Yeah, NEWBEE have kind of shifted everyone to like down one lane because they know the Weaver's not going to die, and they can actually get Weaver far by pressuring the two other sides of the map. But SCCC,
yep, being charged in the mid, Puppey and mid one wanting to combine up, realizing it's not worth it when Kaka's got that haste rune. He was already starting to harass up one, but doesn't get the body block off. He needed Puppey to be on the eastern side of that fissure, and he would have been in a rough position.
They interestingly did not even go for that. They could have lifted, I'd say Spirit Breaker maybe, but Spirit Breaker's kind of way too tanky, and then the Leshrac was already wisped up.
They needed that time to actually attack Puppey when he was locked on the other side of the fissure, and then the control time from telekinesis, so both needed to work. It doesn't happen at the end of the day.
There's also no stacks coming out from the IO. I see one on the very, very top side of the map, that large dire camp, but there's not really anything else. This is where Moogie is right now. They have one stack right now. I mean, Lesh is really good at clearing out some of the other stacks, but I think IO also loses some value if you aren't able to have like a big stack farm, just because the hero is like really efficient about moving around the map, getting binding runes, healing everyone up, and stacking at the same time. So,
and how many times have we actually seen this movement coming in from NEWBEE that forces the rotation of Yapsol?
They're very ready for this mid lane though. They're like, I wouldn't say it's really overcommitting to like having 3 or 4 heroes in the mid lane just because of the threat of Spirit Breaker charge into Leshrac. You can't have your Necrophos have a bad game.
Oh, fissure block once again. Not actually holding Team Secret on the dire side of the fissure.
Slow is good though. You want a peaceful, quiet game. You know, you just want to chill and farm creeps if you're NEWBEE.
I actually thought, like, if you're a NEWBEE, you would have got more farm on this bottom lane. KP at 23 to 24 to 3 to get to the 35-15 of Fada. It's kind of like the Treants versus the Plague Lords, who can farm up more of either.
Yeah, now he's, I think, tanky enough to the point where he can actually just TP out if a Rubik comes. So if they want to gank Fada, they would need at least 2 heroes. But yeah, as we've seen, most heroes are in the lane.
KP's not even the heavy damager. Like he went for a 1-1-3 build instead. So Gale as well as Sting isn't really that threatening. As well, okay, that seems a little easier when Wrath of Nature's able to kick through. Find the damage onto the Venomancer. NEWBEE looking for their own rotation into one of the most farmed heroes on Team Secret. Ace on the top lane. He's up a long way, reveals himself, and SCCC can tank up the tower when they go for this initial movement. It's exactly what happens, and that's a level 6 as well. The Reaper side is prepared. They need the damage to come in. Puppey with the charge, creates some space. Fast's going to arrive too. Mid one turning on that Nova. How much damage can you do? The sides will fall, but mid one will tank it through, and it's actually going to be Kaka, the first one to fall. Faith caught on the steps of the Cathedral. As Secret will move forward looking for another target, but NEWBEE are already bailing out this one. This did not work, and we saw that power of Team Secret to bring the numbers in very quickly.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for NEWBEE. That was a 4-on-1, so they had at least 3-4 seconds of just 4-on-1 action, but couldn't burst down the Vengeful Spirit at all.
Let's have a quick look at it again. So, initiation stance, NEWBEE definitely wanted Ace, but Puppey creates such space.
But Kaka didn't fissure. Maybe he could have sticked earlier, and then it would have been a really tight timing to block the fissure or block the charge from Puppey, but possibly could have done it, I would say. But still, he was kind of hesitating as to where would be the best place to cast it. He didn't want to trap himself in.
Well, at that point, you kind of got to sacrifice yourself. If NEWBEE was capable of winning that fight, but you definitely see that early power that can come from the Leshrac. And the fact they're all able to survive, they shrine up efficiently, move straight back into the lanes.
I love Leshrac. The hero's great.
Whatever, like, he dropped off. Why did he drop off, in your mind?
I don't know. He just seemed like he didn't do well versus some of the meta heroes, just as with many other heroes that fall off. I don't know. He didn't really get nerfed. that hard. He did get that huge nerf out of TI6, but after that, kind of just not that many heroes were.
Is it like that indirect effect? Like the other heroes are just better choices than what he was going to offer?
Generally, yeah. Other heroes are way better versus BKB too. I think it's a big issue if your mid hero can't do crap versus BKB.
We see all the anti-mages coming back again as Team Secret try and bring Leshrac back into the meta. Kaka looking for the fissure, able to connect over on Ace, charge forward again, Puppey the right place, wheeling back KP and Faith with that charge forward, but Mugi into the fight. They're bringing in that Weaver, but Wrath of Nature. Kaka has to be sacrificed once again. Fada's here, everybody is here apart from Leshrac, so Mugi goes for something he can kill, and that's going to be a courier. The Gemnet attack will allow him to get it, or actually will it? No, that courier ended up surviving. It backed all the way out as KP died once more.
Wow, I thought he had a Geminate on it.
Yeah, there was the 2 attacks flying through the air.
Not sure what happened.
Yeah, neither am I. I don't know if we can get replays on stuff that we didn't see on the screen. Either way, Courier manages to survive somehow.
NEWBEE are playing very aggressively, which you wouldn't actually expect from their sort of lineup. I think they need to actually just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, so there's the first attack, and then the Gemini attack flies right behind. Does it miss? Oh well, that happened.
They need a player, I would say, around the Venomancer a little bit more, because they're going to be trying to kill him a lot, because I would say he's generally a pretty easy kill. Like, Necrophos can stay alive long enough, but like if they're not swift enough to defend the Veno, they're not going to get, like, one of Veno's greatest strengths is, like, if you try and kill him, he's going to do a lot of damage to you, but if you're not actually there at the exact moment that they go on the... Oh no.
Mid one. Kaka, the charge is coming in as well, plus the relocate.
If you're not there at the exact moment that you go on the Venomancer, then they're just going to heal up from the IO. So, yeah, Secret, this first couple minutes not terribly smooth from them, but NEWBEE weren't able to make anything happen with the Shaker and the Rubik duo.
They still need to get a lot done with this combination Team Secret. Like, a lot of it, we were saying, like since they're perfect, like, you don't see them winning this late game with what they've got.
Well,
so
the Wisp is in the right
place
at the right time, and so has the Spirit Breaker. So their supports have just been playing much, much better and making things happen around the map.
So when you beg the other question, like, is this the hero pickup just, is it comfortable for NEWBEE, or is it just so they're denying it to Team Secret by picking up that Rubik early on?
That's what you mentioned.
So you can play it, but is it what you're really good at? Right now, this Team Secret draft just seems to synergize perfectly, and NEWBEE, they haven't had a great answer to it just yet.
Maybe like a Hood Necrophos will help them out, but Necrophos actually for a build. He's going phase to 4-step on Necrophos.
That fissure, there wasn't enough commitment from NEWBEE. They couldn't catch him up. The Leshrac was just moving too fast. He backed out mid one just at the right time.
I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble because Necrophos isn't going to be tanky enough. Ghost Shroud is usually pretty good, but Lesh, the good thing about Lesh this game is he doesn't actually need a Diffusal Blade to deal with the Necrophos. Most cores need a Diffusal to deal with Necrophos because you just don't have enough magic damage output, but Leshrac, I think he would actually love if Necrophos went into Ghost Shroud this game, especially with no alternative source of heal from his teammates.
They're TPing IO in towards the mid, so it looks like they might finally put enough pressure to bring down the tier 1 tower. At the same time, NEWBEE, Faith and Kaka forever holding hands, roaming around. But there's still no level 6 on Faith. You still don't have that ability to steal, while players like Fada, not a bad record for him, and it's quick movement into that Orchid on the Nature's Prophet. But do you actually think he's meant to be disabling out of all the choices? Is it just to stop the Venomancer from getting that big dot damage?
It's one of the best items versus Necrophos too, because Necrophos don't build BKB.
Ooh, swap. Charge in, and this is a very quick kill on Kaka. They're even having Wrath of Nature bouncing across the map.
Yep, so things are going pretty smoothly for Secret. They just need to make sure to continue to take down T1s and T2s so they can keep their farm up. So going into the later game, they're going to need, like, going into 30 minutes, right now I would say they need, like, 10,000 net worth lead at the minimum to be able to feel okay going 40-50 plus. But at this pace, they should feel very comfortable. And they can do Roche very easily with their lineup too. That's one of the reasons I do really like the core fetch pick. It's so good at taking down Roche.
Again, NEWBEE, this visual will be able to connect. Faith is not in range for his telekinesis. Maybe if SCCC threw out the scythe, but they needed the scythe to find the kill, so it was a hard point for decision making. And they dragged Mugi off that top lane, allowing Fada to now add more pressure to the tier 2.
He doesn't have that much HP. It's like 1100 HP on the Leshrac. But Leshrac's actually an extremely fast hero. And he also went for the movement speed talent at level 10. They're probably like, why is this damn horse so fast?
And he's not a horse, he's a unicorn.
I don't know what he is, actually. Or Slacks for lore when you need him.
Yeah, we need Slacks for that stuff. He looks like a cross. Like maybe he's a distant cousin of Centaur or like Centaur.
Kind of. I'm not sure.
It's like a pony and a centaur got together and made Leshrac.
Yeah, I guess you could just call him Disco Pony.
Disco Pony. I'm down. Yeah, Disco Pony. That's it. That's his taunt. So Midtown is finally brought down. Only took Secret 4 attempts to do it, but they kept forcing rotations out from NEWBEE every time, and now Secret's turn to rotate. They know the Shikuchi from Mugi's going back. Puppey lost sight of him for a second. Mugi just slipping up into the trees, breaking the vision line of Puppey.
So how do NEWBEE get back in this game?
Normally when you turn and say, oh, you're going to farm up with an empowered up Juggernaut. Oh wait, no, that was Team Secret. Or some kind of like good farmer, but you don't even have like great ancient clearance with the Weaver. It seems to be kills is the only way. Venomancer can sit in the like in the triangle camp and just farm that on Dire sides. You can catch up that way.
But how do they actually catch people out? There's no blink dagger on Shaker. They're smoking, but
it's fissure to telekinesis. That's going to be it.
So underwhelming.
Oh, they're going to find Puppey, Ace, and Mid one. Everything they did not want to find. The fissure cancelling the charge through. Puppey on the wrong side of that fissure again. And Mugi wants to attack through the front. Has a time lapse out, realizing just how much damage that pulse plus edict of Mid one does. SCCC trapped up inside of the Sprout. Fada in the back lines. Mugi's playing with him as Puppey just wants to go in deep. KP forced to ulti. He's ticking down at the moment to all the trees that's there with the bouncing Fabot. Mugi Shikuchiing through Yapsor. They finally get rid of that mass sustain and they steal the extra stun. Magic Missile into Ace. The Scythe will execute him. Exactly what NEWBEE want. Team Secret, they thought they had the pound for the fight, but they thought wrong.
Damn, that was a great fissure. I think he had 2 really good fissures in that fight from Kaka. But they smoked to the exact right place where they had vision. It was kind of really awkward because Secret weren't expecting that gank in that position, but they didn't actually expect NEWBEE to have it as a forward place there beforehand. So they finally eliminated the Wisp early on the fight. I think Mugi did the majority of the damage to the Wisp. And right now, Secret just have to protect their Wisp a lot better, but they don't have like that great of like instant disables to prevent them from zerging down. Because Mugi's, he would gladly trade time lapse to get Wisp down to a health where he can't tether into the fight.
When he has a diffusal blade as well, life is going to be easier for him to get that attack.
Yeah, they might need like swaps out or something like that in order to save him, but
that's not the way you want to play it, right? Like the VS is meant to be swapping in to initiate. Because the Spirit Breaker can't be guaranteed to get through any further. Like the fact that this is probably the first fight in a while where Puppey's charge hasn't knocked back 2 heroes.
Yeah, they can easily just wait for the Orchid though. Nature's Prophet, 700 gold. So he's going to have it in less than a minute. And then after that, they can just kill the Weaver. Because Weaver went Diffusal first. So there's no way for him to get out of the Orchid for a very long time. Was it going to get BKB, Lincoln's not reliable versus NP, or what, Manta, Lotus, Yules. These are all pretty terrible items on him. So I don't actually know. I guess he's going to have to get BKB.
On the Weaver?
Probably. It's a really early Orchid. You charge him, you teleport in, you Orchid him, he's dead. And he can't even farm outside the map too, so I think he's gonna have to go... I mean, Link is a really good versus Spirit Breaker, so either or.
Yeah, well, the amount of stuns which come after that is pretty minimal from Team Secret. Isn't that kind of what you build for anyway?
You're gonna just get hit by like random stuff, the Lightning Storm, like NP Ultimate.
But you have to soak something up. Right now, Team Secret, they're doing what you were talking about, going in for Roshan. They already have the Observer Ward on top of the Dire Shrines. They're very well aware of... Well, actually, no, they're not. They're aware of SEC moving over, but everyone else under the cover of smoke. So the Observer Ward not seeing enough. Mugi will reveal himself.
Dire's bottom tower.
But Team Secret back out for the moment. Fada adding pressure to the bottom lane just to get NEWBEE to try and react or put some time pressure on them to do something.
Yeah, this should be a free tower for him. I'm not really sure why Fada's not pressuring. They did see him smoke right directly under this shrine.
Yeah, and they're still sitting underneath the observer ward. All right, now Fada's actually pressuring. Takes out the tower with 3 hits.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for one hero TP in, but NEWBEE, they're going to have to walk over here if they actually want to be able to. Oh, that's a good rune.
Maybe they let Fada take the tower, so Kaka, Invis, Echo Slam to start with, Tome to follow up, still has the fissure control and the scythe. Goodbye, Fada. You get the tower, but you also get 70 seconds on the sideline.
Man, Kaka's been so fortunate in the last couple minutes. He was at 200 gold in that before that first smoke on top. But those 2 great fissures and a fortuitous Invis rune. That's 2/3 of his Blink Dagger right there.
Well, they're back into Roshan, now Team Secret. Echo Slam and Scythe are both down. Prophet can buy back if they want to take the fight. The charge forward goes towards Mugi. KP. Now this is throwing a spanner in the works from Team Secret with the Plague Wards going down. A nice double fissure. Ends up actually stealing the pulse. They want to get closer, but relocate. Just pulling Ace back out to safety, so relocate falls. And NEWBEE, are they actually going to try and do this? It's a dangerous choice, but they're going in after Roshan. Team Secret seeing a lot as Puppey charges forward, pushing back too. The Nova is nice from KP, but is the Nova better from Leshrac? No, it's not. NEWBEE will survive. Fada brought back into the fight with that silence. He's going to end up killing off that Rubik Faith. He'll actually end up ticking from Puppey being right behind him as well, as NEWBEE losing way too many heroes. It's all up to SCCC, who's 4-staffed himself back up to the high ground.
But he got Roche.
He did.
Aegis. That is sick.
I can't believe they actually completed that with all of the stuns coming in from Team Secret. That's a fight I'd love to see again.
Wow, that was such a bold play from NEWBEE. They saw Roche at like 25%. They went in. And they got a buyback out of Nature's Prophet. Wow. I actually can't believe that turned out so well for NEWBEE.
Now, you see SEC's net worth because of that. Like, the top 3 belonged to Team Secret for so long. Now he's sitting up just shy of the Leshrac, who's down to 8 Bloodstone charges as well.
That was a really hectic fight. Like, I think NEWBEE were trying to, like, maybe cut them off with the fissure, because they don't actually have a good way to get across the fissure.
Oh. It's me again. It's not me again. Still, great fight. Maybe we can have a look at that later. But for now, regathering yourself in the lanes. The pressure on top lane, this time it's not being applied by Fada though. Like, it's being applied by Leshrac. You're pushing mid 1 up there to do it, as Fada a lot more cautious on the map.
He's going to have to be way more cautious once Earthshaker gets his Blink Dagger. After this creep wave, he should get it. But could potentially die if he's not careful.
They've actually got really good ways to get in and out now. Even like that 4-staff on the Necro. Like, you got the hood, you got the plate mail, so he's already pretty tanky on that front, both armor as well as the resistance. But having 4-staff gets you like easily out of the sprout, gets you away from the damage which is coming in, but also potentially can push in the ES for that better initiation. And now you get a Venomance with 4-staff. They can start kiting.
Yeah, they're gonna have a really hard time like actually just catching him out. A lot of their abilities are, they have so much single target. The only one who does a massive amount of AoE is Leshrac, but he needs someone to set up the stun for him.
They're coming in. Puppey starts his charge forward, going towards SCCC. Faith needs a grab nice and quick. He doesn't have it, however. It's the chain stun, but the Necro, he just shrugs it off like it's nothing. Kaka's in the tree line, moving up, but that Blink Dagger is available. He jumps out of the trees. And Team Secret, they haven't got anything, and actually it's NEWBEE who can start turning this one around. Mugi, look for that swarm, look for the attack. KP's moving over as well. They got the Orchid over on the Necro, but now that won't really do anything. There's no follow-up to the silence or the amplification, and as Puppey, he's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. Diffused up, completely bone drying the mana, and executed for good measure. Secret know this is nothing now. They back out. Fada pressures bottom lane to attack the tier 2 tower, and KP's already TPing down here to defend that.
So because NEWBEE have been playing so well as a ball of 5, I think Secret just have to tackle this way differently than they were. They did very well in the first 10 minutes, I would say, splitting NEWBEE's resources up. Their supports constantly had their eyes on mid lane, whereas they actually threw the majority of the pressure on the bottom lane. But now that NEWBEE are kind of just sitting together, T1s, they don't really care if they're around in that area. Then they're just looking to fight as 5. And Secret, they have to do this ability a lot better. And it's really just up to Fada, I would say. Like, Fada is the one that needs to be able to take down towers for free. He needs to be able to dodge the ganks when they go around, and he needs to be the one to split them up right now, because right now I don't really think he's putting enough pressure on the T2s and split push threat in order for NEWBEE to react. Like, well, that's counter to 5-man, right? You split them up and farm the map, and he's the one that's supposed to do so. Maybe Leshrac too. I think Leshrac can go out and then get relocated out at the last second, but that's a riskier play that you would do if you're more comfortable with that. Yep. But I'm not sure if they think they can get out alive.
Well, right now Team Secret are actually struggling with that problem of how do we kill off SCCC. Like, NEWBEE are going to keep doing what they just did. They put SCC on the front lines, and you want to initiate, you charge forward, you soak up 2 abilities, but then you can force staff away, you can fissure block them out, and then, okay, if that game doesn't work, Team Secret looking for something else, but they're scanning at the moment, but just a fraction of a second too late. NEWBEE is rotating down. Okay, they'll reveal themselves by coming behind the tower.
That's fine, as long as they don't lose Fada. Losing Spirit Breaker is okay, even if he gets Reapered.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, there's Fada doing his job.
Yep.
Attack the tier 2 tower, force them to come back, even sprouting to check the tree line. And that Satyr is really pumping the legs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Realize
attack.
that runs so fast.
Dire's top tower
He has Helmet
is
Dominator.
falling.
Yeah, it's just... He's a sprinter, right?
He went for a way less farm-oriented build too. This is a way more teamfight build with the helm into the lance. You'll see.
Oh, NEWBEE have to come back. Mid one's ready to attack, so KP just trying to force the lane. Probably not expecting Team Secret to defend in such a manner. And now it's up to NEWBEE to try and get that catch out up on the top. So Fada will be it. The relocate, it's pulling in mid one, but the scythe is already killed off Fada, down for a very long time. You've stolen the edict once again, so YapzOr low on life, 4 seconds before he'll be out of this one. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and he's out. But the damage is still there from Secret. Like, you lose YapzOr, but SCC, the 4-star, it gets him away from the follow-up stun. He has to go Shroud. 1, he's got his Death Pulse back up again. 2, need to survive as he's so close to having that Radiance up and running, but now is the Rubik Faith being initiated. He's going to pick up Puppey, toss him away, but the top pressure is still on. They're coming in, they take the tier 3 tower, and Team Secret, they've opened up a window as they push the top lane.
So this was a very classic maneuver. You see the NP top, and then because of that, they have to react to that, and then they gank bottom, but then Secret make the next level move of relocating top to assist them in droves, and that was a very easy T3 from them. Mugi died at the start of the fight. Kaka did not do a great job of protecting him until he could get his time-lapse off.
So while we're in that replay, top melee racks did fall, and Ace actually got sniped. So they did sacrifice that for the melee racks,
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
but Team Secret still up that 1 racks.
Pretty happy with that. KP was just not really that great in position too. I guess he like kind of baited them to go on bottom, but again, you don't really want to be split up versus a Wisp lineup. You're going to throw away your life for minimal gains versus the relocate.
Because Team Secret can always just bring in the numbers.
It's yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They have a large upside in the fight too. With the Glimmer Cape on Puppey, if they block the Reaper Scythe, then the fight should go pretty easily for them. Because right now he gets a Reaper Scythe kill and then he's kind of unkillable for the next 5-10 seconds of the fight.
Yep.
So blocking that is going to be so key, especially if your team is getting
Oh, Kaka able to get that initial stun, then blinks down, out, and the Scythe will find the kill, so Puppey will fall. They're looking for a secondary one, hitting the Gale into Ace. Means there's a good follow-up. He'll swap back up for the relocate. He brought himself in range of the IO. So NEWBEE get denied the one position they wanted to kill off. Fada said a creep skipper, so this push from NEWBEE will be difficult to sustain. In fact, impossible. They don't have a creep wave.
Is under attack.
They will get the IO, but they still don't have the creep wave, so they can't push the tower. That's why Fada already down the bottom with the trees attacking into the tier 2. And Mugi can choose if he wants to deny or not.
Yep, he has to go beat KB next, or get too much trouble and too much magic damage coming out from Flash.
Fada's going to snipe the tower. Is he sniping the... Yeah, they're coming into bottom. BT forward. There's your Orchid. Follow-up stun. Should be able to control up Mugi. And Kaka, he looks at it. But all he does is look. That's a death voyeur right there.
Yeah, he needs to farm this Weaver. Struggling a lot. That's the thing though, like versus the early Orchid that won Nature's Prophet, there's just not really that many things you can do. Just have to play safe, maybe bait out with Kaka sitting behind you.
So how long does this continue to work for Team Secret? Like, the panel was talking about just how early game oriented Team Secret is. Where is their clock? And like,
it's fine. They took a rack around 25 minutes, and it was a melee rack at that. So you're okay with this. You're still going to continue to scale. They had a little bit of a hiccup in the mid game, but.
So maybe the question I should phrase differently. Like, what's the timing target of NEWBEE where they feel like they're strong enough to keep delaying the game to win later? Like, is it that BKB and Weaver actually have an influence?
Is when Weaver can be big enough in the fights where he can kill the Wisp and no one can really touch him because they don't have any solutions to BKB. But right now, I don't like, even if he BKBs, he might not have damage. They have double glimmers. They have Sprout, which is actually a very large problem for Weaver, despite having BKB. He doesn't have any way to get out of it right now.
You're relying on the 4-staffs of either Necro or his supports.
Yeah, but do you really want to force that? So 4-staff your
4-staff of Weaver? It's better than time-lapsing it out. What's he going to do? Go old school?
Well, he just wants to kill him. I think you just sit there. But
go 2008 build. Get Battle Fury.
Disgusting. The Pike build's pretty good. I like the Pike build a lot because you can, like, you have the vision from the Swarm. That's one of the biggest problems with Pike is you don't have any vision to get those extra attacks in. But with Track, Amplify, Swarm, these types of skills are really, really good at connecting and killing supports without really expending that many of your resources. So now BKB is coming out pretty good, considering they always kill Fada.
Roshan timing, no one broke the smoke earlier, so no Observer would scab this out. Prob's going to TP inside the pit too. Yapsor pops out for a second, but okay, it looks like NEWBEE is working something out, but they're so quick with killing off Roshan. Observers and Sentry sees the Venomancer moving over, but KP's way too late in Fada. He actually BKBs to walk in close, looking for his initial target, so they've already killed off Roshan. They get even an Arcane Rune into the hands of the Lashrak.
That's a pretty sick play. Just BKB and walk in. Like, what is an Earthshaker going to do once you see that? You can't do anything. If you blink past them, the chances of you whiffing are just extremely high. And then if your smoke pops and you wait out the BKB, you lose Roche. So it's a win-win for Fada.
Not many times you'd say like a 10-second BKB that doesn't result in a fight is worth triggering.
Their lineup's pretty fragile / sensitive, right? So you don't really want a fight to go catastrophically. If there's, you know, a 5% chance of it going catastrophically and 0% chance if he just BKBs and walks out like that, you know, you take that if you're Secret. You're in a pretty good position now. Just need to use this Aegis to get a Rax and you'll be fine.
The Observer are a lot. Face right behind him. A quick Orchid. They 4-staff, but the Sprout from Fada was after the 4-staff was done. So the pickup and throwback from Faith, he makes himself target number 1. The Wrath of Nature hitting hard into SCCC. He's forced to go Shroud. The stun from mid-1. He's coming in close. The Amplification's doing his work. The Echo Slam, minimal effectiveness, but at least the stun will do it. Fada locked down and brought down Kaka. He can't survive for this, however. Mid-1 is just so big. With his own BKB, he's able to do so much damage. Yapsor will be the sacrificial lamb as Mugi finds himself a double kill out of this fight. But man, they need to respect mid-1. He just stood there and dealt it.
Yeah, that's why I'm pretty surprised that Necros went for this Radiance build without the hood. It's really tough fighting into this lineup without a hood. And they don't have any diffusals, so like hood plus Ghost Shroud should make you very, very tanky in the fights, but he's just not that tanky. Yeah. But at the same time, I do realize he does realize that Mugi's very underfarmed and he has to build the BKB second item. So he's like, okay, where is that damage going to come from? But you don't really want like long sustained damage though. That's the thing I don't like about the Radiance game. Is like you're versus an IO. He is going to be able to out heal this like, you know, small ticks of damage coming out from Venomancer and Necrophos. So you want like huge amounts of burst. Like just Diffusal, kill the Wisp. You want like Veil into whatever burst you have, and then you want a Reaper. Like fights that last longer than 5-10 seconds are not good for NEWBEE.
Well, that'll be easier for NEWBEE once Mugi has more damage. Like he's queuing up the Desolator at the moment, and then he can focus on killing off the IO. Then that fight can happen. But with the way the fights are unfolding, Mugi's getting controlled up by Fada. And then he can regather his position and then look for Yapsor on the back lines, because he is the only one that can really reach the back line. I don't know if you can really commit a Blink Echo Slam to kill off the IO.
Maybe a Fissure.
Yeah, but like he's then the only one Mugi's that can reach the back line. without sacrificing a huge amount.
I mean, Io's farm. You can tell Yapsor plays these farming supports a lot. And it kind of translates to his Io play, having Greaves already. It's a little absurd that he has Greaves. So now that he has Greaves, he can just Greaves out of the Fusel Purge.
Oh, nice swap. Very quick onto the ES. You do actually steal the Nether swap into Faith, so they have that as initiation now, but no ES at 44 seconds.
They don't
and
really
his Echo just came off cooldown too.
This is not great for them. They don't want to fight because Necrophos doesn't have buyback, nor does he have BKB, but Seeker is going to force the issue.
Oh, mid one tries to go up. Heavy damage into the tower. There's no swap from Faith. As you said, they're not going to try and force that engagement, but Fada, yeah, the Treant's in through the top, but now is looking to pressure in the bottom lane. And he's down there with 8. In fact, that's exactly what Secret are doing. They're playing musical lanes at the moment. Just bounce from one to the other and then see which one you can land on before the music stops. The music is going to stop right now for the poor little Rubik, or maybe not. He glimmers and pushes himself out the side. It doesn't kill off mid one. KP, finally the Nova, will be able to have a bit of an effect, but Ace swapped him straight back into his own death. It is a clusterfuck inside the base of NEWBEE. Fada wants to run away. He is gunked up, hidden inside the Sprout. The charge from Puppey creates just enough space for him to TP out and regenerate back in his own shrine. This is exactly what Secret want. They still haven't lost anything big. Puppey in the trees is an acceptable loss. Echo Slam a little bit further forward. They find their initiation, but the damage, it was more control, allowing NEWBEE now to move back to the front lines and give more space for Moogie to do some damage. The pick up and throwback is there from Faith. Mid one, however, he turns on the pulse once more. That spill damage with the Orchid. Moogie can't get out. Trapped in the trees with no push available. SC wants more, and he needs more. That death pulse, the damage. Fada cannot be allowed to escape a second time. He can buy back if he wants to. As SCCC, he is just outnumbered. Fada's coming back. The Ghost Shroud's letting him live as the Absol taunts him in the tree line. NEWBEE, they will lose everything. The second time Necro has died, Moogie as well as Faith will have to buy it back. They know if they lose this lane of Rax, they're crippled beyond repair.
And with this game, you can safely conclude that Yapsor can play Wisp.
That's decent enough. Someone push KP out of there. Okay, Glimmer Cape. They'll hide him with that, but then the charge is coming from Puppey. They see him perfectly. Faith have to pick him up and throw him back down again. Fada, the BKB protects him. They still want KP. They want these cores down. Moogie, he can't even bring in the damage. Faith trying to escape, able to do so. Glimmer Cape protected back to his own fountain, but they call it. NEWBEE realize that resistance is futile. Team Secret will take game 1 in this best of 3 series.
That long, drawn out fight. There was a ton of great individual play. The obvious one was Speeder Breaker saving the Nature's Prophet, but also SCCC, he actually almost won that fight with the Reaper on mid one before he got his beak.